Welcome to the Zoom TV Celebrity Hitchhiker, powered by Orbital Liquid Autogas. Recently, we attended the WA Channel 7 Perth Telethon, held right here at the Perth Convention Centre, which made more than $13 million for the kids of WA. Whilst we were there, we were given exclusive access to Hollywood movie stars, local soapy stars and billionaire businessmen, which we conducted interviews with inside the John Hughes Zoomobile. Today's interview was with someone that's been in the music industry since before the 8-track. I hope you enjoy it.
Where did it all start? How did it start?
Basically, I was going to do a law career, and I'd already become a Beatles fan. Some mates of mine were in a band, and I went to a recording studio watching them record, and I thought, bugger this, I want to be a record producer. I became a record producer and a writer for a paper called Go Set. At the same time, I joined a television show as well. It was all but fun then. I didn't take it too seriously, you know. But then I started having huge successes with my record production. And then I ended up going to Abbey Road and working with the Beatles. And John Lennon and Yoko gave me the world scoop of the Beatles breaking up. So
wow.
Sort of was my passport.
Wow. Obviously, Countdown was a show that everyone would have seen you on. What was it like working on that?
An amazing time. You know, without the likes of Sherbet, Skyhooks, Ted Mulry, John Paul Young, and then obviously AC/DC and In Excess and the likes, you know, Cold Chisel, the show would never have worked. And we got international fame, you know, of helping to discover Madonna, Blondie, John Cougar Mellencamp, Billy Idol. Last week, an interview of mine went to air that I did in New York about 2 weeks ago with Beyonce. And I thought, you know, nice interview, you know, that's it, you know, very happy. And suddenly these people are interpreting that when Beyonce sat down for me to interview her, that the dress of the baby bubble was actually, they said it was foam and she wasn't pregnant, and so that's been a drama all this week, you know.
In your opinion, who is an upcoming artist that we should be keeping our eye out for?
Well, I mean, if you look at the world scene at the moment, certainly the ladies are dominating, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, you've got Lady Gaga, you've got Beyonce, you've got Rihanna, you've got Katy Perry, you've got Pink, and then you've got Adele.
Time for me to do a little bit of marketing.
Yep.
I've got to ask you the Orbital 5 fast questions.
Fine.
Now, what was the first car you ever owned?
It was a 1928 Chev, and we turned it into a Woody because I was a surfer.
Okay.
And it had wooden spokes wheels. After that, I bought an MG. About 10 years ago, I was able to acquire another MG 1960 Classic.
Oh, wow.
Which I've had restored. And at the moment, I drive a Rover.
So you've just answered pretty much all my fast 5 questions, but there was one you didn't. What is your opinion of the worst car on the street?
The worst car on the street, owned by my PA Yale, and it was a Chev or something or other. It was the most beaten up thing ever. There were either two options: we were going to be killed, or we were going to kill someone. You know? And that is, without a doubt, the worst car I've ever seen in my life.
There you go, Yale. Thanks for helping us with that question. Now, the last question: what is your biggest fear?
My fear is that, with the youth of today, you know, that is there the opportunities that I certainly had back in my time, you know? If they're not, does depression and despair turn into what, you know? Mm-hmm. And, you know, as we know, in so many cases, it can turn to drugs, you know? And my fear is for the future of the youth of this country.
Now, Molly, I'd love to keep talking to you, but I'm just going to say goodbye to everybody.
Absolutely.
So we can. So much that you know. Now, if you would like to know more, go to zoomtv.com.au. There you can find heaps of hot deals from our sponsors. You can even download our free iPhone app and see what's coming up next week. You never know who we're going to have in here for the Celebrity Hitchhiker. But until next week, Saturday, 1 p.m. here on 7 May, thanks for watching.
Good night, Australia.
There you go. Now we're going to keep chatting. Ma, I'll ask him the question for you.